What kind of man calls his pregnant wife disgusting in front of his friends? I'm 7 months along, sweating through my maternity jeans, hauling grocery bags up 3 flights of stairs to our apartment, while Alan, my husband of 3 years, slouches on the couch, lost in Call of Duty. We met 5 years ago in community theater, me stitching costumes, him stealing the stage with his guitar and charm. I fell hard for that passionate musician, but since this unplanned pregnancy, his warmth has faded. He says the right things, but his actions scream neglect. Gaming marathons with buddies, empty Monster cans piling up, no help with chores. This pregnancy's been brutal. 3 months of vomiting, anemia, and a back that feels like it's being wrung out like a dish rag. Today, I stopped at Trader Joe's after work, car stuffed with groceries. Our third-floor walk-up has no elevator, and my ankles are balloons. I asked Alan to help. He waved me off, mid-game, headset on, muttering about something important. 6 trips later, I'm drenched, collapsing into a kitchen chair, heart pounding. That's when he looks over, smirks, and says, "I'm not exaggerating, you're getting disgusting to look at. Better lose that weight fast after the baby, or I'll find someone who takes care of herself." Laughter crackles through his headset. His friends heard it. He wanted them to. I freeze, my breath catching like a snagged thread. The room tilts, but I force a smile, kiss his forehead, and mumble about needing a shower. In the bathroom, hot water masks my sobs, angry, clarifying tears. 5 years of red flags flash, his jokes about my body, his excuses for shirking chores, his charm that always felt conditional. I've been lying to myself, thinking he's just processing fatherhood. This isn't new, it's just the mask slipping. I'm about to bring a daughter into this, a girl who'll think this is love, either dishing out cruelty or swallowing it. No. I pack my hospital go-bag, laptop and documents, tell Alan I need air, and drive to a hotel 20 minutes away. My hands shake as I check in, the clerk's kind smile blurring through tears. My sister Anne's an hour away, she's coming tomorrow. Alan texts once, asking where the leftovers are, not where I am. I stare at my phone, my belly tight with a kick. I whisper to my baby, "We deserve better." The words feel fragile, but they're true. I'm terrified. Our lease is joint, finances tangled, and I'm counting on a partner who's already checked out. But that moment in the kitchen, his casual cruelty like he's commenting on the weather, broke something. I'm not going back tonight. Maybe not ever. The hotel room smells faintly of bleach, and the bed creaks as I sink onto it, my swollen feet throbbing. I trace my belly, feeling her tiny jabs, each one a reminder of what's at stake. I've always been a planner, hospital bag packed at 6 months, budgets balanced, but this? Leaving? It's a leap into fog. I pull out my laptop, start researching lawyers, and text Anne again, her reply instant. "You're not alone. I'm with you." Alan calls twice, his voice sharp in voicemails I don't answer. By 2 a.m. he's texting, confused, then irritated, then guilt-tripping. It was a joke, you know how the guys are. I mute him. My daughter kicks harder, like she's cheering me on. I've ignored his jabs before, comments about my hot days fading wrapped in fake concern, but today was different. It was public, deliberate. I journal it all, every word, every laugh from his headset, my pen shaking. This isn't just about me anymore. I close my eyes, picturing a future where my girl grows up knowing respect. Not this. I've got no plan yet, but I've got Anne, and I've got this fire in my chest. 4 days ago, I'd have apologized to him. Now, I'm done. The hotel bed is lumpy, but I barely notice, my mind racing as I stare at the ceiling, my baby's kicks grounding me. Last night, I cried until my eyes burned, but today, I'm wired. Anger and clarity battling the fear. Alan's texts keep coming, a mix of irritation and fake concern, still no clue I'm gone for good. One message asks if I ate the last of the mac and cheese, like I'm his personal chef. I don't reply. My sister Anne texts she'll be here by noon, and I cling to that like a lifeline. I'm 7 months pregnant, our lease is in both our names, and our bank account's a mess of shared bills, but I've got my own account where my paychecks go. Thank God for that instinct. I'm not going back to that apartment without a plan. I open my laptop, hands shaky, and start Googling divorce lawyers, jotting down names of ones with good reviews in family law. The idea of untangling 5 years with Alan, 3 married, 2 dating, feels like pulling apart a knotted rope, but I'm done tying myself in knots to please him. Anne arrives, her familiar perfume wrapping me in a hug before she even speaks. Over coffee in the hotel's dingy breakfast nook, I spill everything. The grocery trips, Alan's cruel words, his friends' laughter, how I've been excusing his jokes for years. She's furious but steady, promising to help me figure this out. We decide I need to go back to the apartment temporarily. Bills, my job, and the baby's needs mean I can't hide in a hotel forever. But I'm not staying with him. Anne suggests a lawyer her friend used, and by afternoon, I'm on a call with a woman named Karen, who sounds calm but fierce, like she's fought 100 Allens. She tells me to document everything, texts, voicemails, his behavior, and start separating finances. I feel a spark of control, like I'm not just reacting anymore. Back at the apartment, Alan sprawled on the couch, same as always, empty energy drink cans littering the coffee table. He barely looks up, muttering about me overreacting last night. I force a smile, say I was hormonal and needed air, hating how easily the lie slips out. His relief is palpable. He thinks he's off the hook. I'm playing a part now, like back in theater. Only this performance is for my life. That night, I start a journal in a locked notes app, typing out the grocery incident, his exact words, the date, the time. I save his texts, his voicemails, even snap a photo of the messy living room. Karen emails me a checklist. Open a new bank account, gather documents, don't tip him off. I'm scared he'll notice my distance, but he's too deep in his game, shouting at his headset buddies to care. The next day I'm at work, a desk job that's thankfully flexible, and I slip away during lunch to open a new account at a different bank. My paycheck's already set to my personal account, but I start shifting small amounts from our joint one, $50 here, $100 there. Nothing he'll notice. I'm walking a tightrope, my back aching, my ankles swollen, but each step feels like defiance. At home, Alan's oblivious, complaining about his band's latest drama while I cook dinner, my mind elsewhere. I find a small ground-floor apartment online. No stairs, secure with a laundry unit, perfect for a new mom. I book a viewing for next week, telling Alan I'm visiting Anne. He doesn't even blink. My baby kicks and I rest my hand on my belly, whispering, "We're getting out." I think of his joke about my body, how he's been chipping away at me for years. I've been blind, but now I see him, really see him. Anne texts to check in, and I reply, "I'm doing this." For the first time, I believe it. The days blur into a tense routine, me tiptoeing around Alan like he's a live wire, all while my belly grows heavier and my resolve sharpens. It's been a week since I returned, and I'm living this double life. Outwardly, the apologetic, hormonal wife, inwardly a strategist plotting her exit. Mornings start with me forcing a smile over breakfast, listening to him drone about his band's latest gig flop, nodding like I care. My journal app fills up. Dates, times, his snide remarks about my swelling ankles looking like elephant legs, how he sighs when I ask for help with laundry. Karen, my lawyer, says this documentation could be gold in court, so I record snippets too, my phone tucked in my pocket, capturing his voice when he snaps about dinner being late. It's exhausting, this pretense, especially at 8 months pregnant. My back screams constantly, a dull fire that ibuprofen barely touches, and my bladder feels like a trampoline for the baby's flips. But each entry, each saved file, builds my case, reminds me why I'm enduring this. One evening, while Alan's out practicing with his buddies, code for drinking beer in a garage, I dive into our financial records. We've got a joint account for bills, but I've always funneled my paycheck into my separate one, a habit from before we married that now feels like divine intervention. Logging into the online banking, I spot something off. Irregular charges, big ones, on a credit card I don't recognize. My heart drops, it's in my name, but I never applied for it. Over $5,000 racked up on gaming gear, his fancy PC, concert tickets. Fraud. Alan's handiwork, no doubt. I screenshot everything, email it to Karen, who tells me to report it immediately. I call the credit card company from the bathroom, whispering details while the shower runs to mask my voice. They freeze the account, start an investigation, and I provide proof it wasn't me. Old statements, my work schedule clashing with purchase dates. The relief mixes with nausea. How long has he been doing this? Stealing from our future? From the babies? I add it to my journal, my fingers flying over the keys, anger fueling me. Anne helps me apartment hunt during my lunch breaks, texting listings that fit my criteria. Ground floor, safe neighborhood, affordable on my salary. We find one. A cozy two-bedroom with sunlight pouring through big windows, in-unit laundry, and a little patio for future playdates. I signed the lease virtually, heart-pounding, telling Alan I'm handling some baby paperwork. He doesn't question it, too busy with his headset. Slowly, I start moving things. A box of my old clothes to Anne's during a fake errand, baby items I'd bought tucked into my trunk piece by piece. Nothing obvious, no missing furniture yet, but the essentials that matter. Photo albums for my family, my grandmother's quilt, the ultrasound pictures. It's thrilling and terrifying, like smuggling secrets. At night, lying next to him, his snores grating, my skin crawls. I imagine the new place, picturing a nursery with soft blues and whites, no yelling, no neglect. The baby somersaults, and I rub my belly, murmuring promises of safety. Alan's behavior ramps up now that he thinks I've calmed down. Last night, he invited his gaming friends over without warning, the door buzzing as I was easing into bed, my back spasming like twisted ropes. He pokes his head in, says, "Make yourself useful, order pizzas." I'm in pain, tell him so, but he rolls his eyes. Pregnancy isn't a disability. Women have done it forever. Mom worked till the day before I was born. I know it's a lie. His mom confided in me once about her bed rest complications. But I bite my tongue, order the food from bed, pay with my card. When it arrives, he yells for me to get it, mid-game. I shuffle past his friends in pajamas, their awkward glances burning, set out plates while they ignore me. After they leave at 2 a.m., trash everywhere. Alan tries for intimacy, grumbling when I say no, just lie there like usual. I escape to the bathroom, silent tears falling, reminding myself it's temporary. My plan's set. He leaves next weekend for his dad's birthday, giving me 24 hours to vanish. Anne, my friend Mia, and shockingly, Alan's brother Rory, who saw one of Alan's outbursts and reached out secretly, will help. Rory's torn but firm. This isn't right. I rehearse my note in whispers. The truth, no excuses. Therapy starts virtually tomorrow. A specialist in pregnancy and trauma. I need validation that this is abuse, not my hormones. My blood pressure's up, doc says stress, but leaving will heal that. 4 more days of this charade. I can do it. But who? For me. The countdown to Alan's weekend away ticks like a bomb in my head, each day heavier with the weight of pretending. I'm 8 months pregnant, my body a map of aches, swollen ankles, a back that burns like it's been wrung out, and a baby who seems to be practicing cartwheels on my ribs. Yet I'm still playing the role of dutiful wife, cooking Alan's dinners, nodding through his rants about his band's drummer, all while my heart races with secrets. My journal's bursting now, every page a tally of his cruelty. Yesterday's jab about my waddle, making him lose his appetite, the way he laughed when I winced lifting a laundry basket. I record it all, my phone discreetly capturing his voice when he snaps about the dishes not being done. Karen, my lawyer, says these could tip the scales in court, especially with the credit card fraud. That $5,000 debt in my name, his gaming PC, VR headset, concert tickets, still makes my stomach churn. The credit card company's investigating, and I've sent them every receipt and timestamp proving I didn't make those purchases. Alan's clueless, still swaggering like he's untouchable. Last night was the worst yet. I'd just gotten home from work, bone-tired, my back spasming so bad I could barely stand. Alan didn't notice, too busy setting up for a guy's night he hadn't mentioned until his friends were knocking. 5 of them piled into our living room, the air thick with beer and shouting over their game. I was in bed, trying to ease the pain, when Alan barged in, saying, "You're not doing anything. Order us pizzas." I told him my back hurt, that I needed rest. He sighed, dramatic as ever. Being pregnant isn't an excuse. Women have done it forever. My mom worked right up to my birth. I called his mom last week, casually checking. She was on bed rest her last month, complications galore. His lie stung, but I swallowed it. Ordered the pizzas with my own money. When they arrived, he yelled for me to get the door, mid-match. I dragged myself up, shuffled past his friends in my faded pajamas, their eyes avoiding mine except one guy who looked uneasy. I paid, set out plates, napkins, all while they ignored me, like I was the help. After they left at 2 a.m., leaving beer cans and crusts scattered, Alan crawled into bed, tried to initiate sex. I said I was exhausted. He scoffed. "Come on, just lie there like you always do." I locked myself in the bathroom, tears silent under the running faucet, whispering to my belly, "Just a few more days." I'm holding it together for the plan. My new apartment's lease is signed, keys waiting at Anne's. I've moved more to her place. Baby clothes, my favorite books, a stuffed sloth for the nursery. Slipping them out when Alan's at band practice. More like garage beers. Rory, Alan's brother, texts me updates. He's ready to help move the heavy stuff. I didn't expect his support. He saw Alan berate me last month over a spilled coffee, called it unacceptable in a quiet message. My therapy started, virtual sessions with a woman who gets pregnancy and emotional abuse. She says I'm not overreacting, that Alan's words are designed to erode me. Validation feels like air after drowning. I'm rehearsing my note to him, words sharp and true. No more gaslighting myself. No more excuses for his cruelty. I've suggested couples therapy 3 times before. He always said he was too busy. His promises to do better last 48 hours, tops. This isn't a one-off. It's who he is. My doctor's appointment yesterday was a reality check. Blood pressure's too high, stress-related. Alan didn't come, citing a crucial band practice. I grabbed takeout on the way home, picking my battles to keep him unsuspicious. The baby's perfect, strong heartbeat, already flipping like she knows we're close to freedom. I ordered a crib, had it sent to Anne's, my first big purchase without overthinking. It felt like a promise to my daughter. This morning, I caught my reflection in the mirror, exhausted but with a spark in my eyes I haven't seen in years. 3 days until Alan leaves for his dad's birthday. 3 days of biting my tongue, of smiling through his jabs, of lying next to a man who makes my skin crawl. I lie awake, heart pounding, planning every detail. Mia's truck, Rory's muscle, Anne's SUV, the divorce papers Karen's prepping. I'll freeze the joint account, take what's mine, leave the evidence. His fraud, his words, a USB of recordings. My note will say it all. I'm done being his punching bag. My baby kicks, and I whisper we're almost there. I'm terrified, but I'm ready. Alan's car peels out at 8 a.m., headed for his dad's birthday 3 hours away, and my heart hammers like it's trying to break free. This is my shot. 24 hours to erase myself from this toxic apartment and the man who's chipped away at my soul for years. I'm 8.5 months pregnant, my back a knot of fire, my ankles so swollen I can barely wedge them into sneakers, but adrenaline's carrying me. Anne's SUV screeches up 10 minutes later, followed by Mia's borrowed moving truck, its engine growling like my determination. Rory, Alan's younger brother, arrives last, his jaw tight but eyes steady. He's risking family drama to help me, and that loyalty cuts deep. The apartment feels like a hollow shell now. 5 years of my life boiled down to a checklist I've been scribbling in secret. My inventory's precise. Clothes, baby gear, my grandmother's quilt, dog-eared photo albums. Stuff Alan's too self-absorbed to notice disappearing. We dive in, no time for hesitation. Anne starts with my closet, folding maternity dresses and the jeans I wore when I was still hot in Alan's eyes. Each piece a promise of a new start. Mia hits the kitchen, packing my mom's old cookware, cast iron skillets, and a chipped teapot, mine before we merged lives. Rory's on heavy lifting, hauling my pre-marriage dresser down the stairs. He pauses, catching his breath, and mutters, "Alan's my brother, but this is wrong. Mom didn't raise us like this." His words hit like a hug, and I blink back tears, focusing on the baby's kicks, her tiny jabs urging me on. We move fast, grabbing the essentials I've been sneaking to Anne's. Baby onesies, a monitor, that stuffed sloth I bought for the nursery. Every box feels like shedding a layer of Alan's control. The best moment comes when I unplug his sacred gaming PC, that $5,000 monster he bought with a fraudulent card in my name. I wrap the cords with care, slide it into its original box, smirking as Rory watches, awkward but silent. "You don't have to help with this part," I tell him, but he shakes his head, grabs the box, and mutters about Alan needing consequences. It's petty. Sure. But packing up his pride and joy feels like reclaiming a piece of me he stole. By 7 p.m., the truck's loaded with my life's core. No joint furniture, just what's undeniably mine. We head to my new apartment, a ground-floor 2-bedroom with sunlight and a tiny patio. Over pizza on the floor, surrounded by boxes, we laugh, exhausted but giddy. It's a celebration, not a chore like last week's pizza night for Alan's buddies. Sunday morning, we're back for the final sweep. I deep clean the apartment, not for him, but to leave no ammo for complaints. I pack the last bits, my laptop, a journal crammed with his cruelties, ultrasound pics, On the kitchen counter, I leave a stack. Divorce papers, filed not served, a folder with proof of his credit card fraud, a USB of recorded outbursts, and a note I've rehearsed 100 times. Find someone better from your couch. I already have. It's sharp. Final, no room for his gaslighting. I take photos of what I'm leaving. Couch, TV, dishes we bought together, in case he claims I stole anything. My body's screaming, hands so swollen I can barely grip a pen, but I'm running on pure will. We finish by noon, the apartment echoing with absence. At my new place, I collapse on a bare mattress, Anne rubbing my shoulders. I call Alan's voicemail, no answer, and say, check the kitchen counter. Don't come to Anne's, I'm not there. I text the same, block his number, and email his parents the truth. We're done, and here's why. My phone buzzes with unknown numbers, Alan using friends' phones, but I don't pick up. Rory texts, Alan's home early, raging at the empty apartment. I exhale, feeling my daughter kick. We're out. We're safe. I whisper to her, this is ours now. The apartment's small, but it's bright, and for the first time in years, I breathe free. I'm sitting on a folding chair in my new apartment, surrounded by half-unpacked boxes, the faint smell of fresh paint calming my nerves. My daughter's kicks are strong, like she's celebrating our escape, but I'm bracing for the fallout. Alan got home early Sunday night, found the apartment half empty, and the kitchen counter stacked with my truth bomb. Divorce papers, fraud evidence, a USB of his venom, and my note that cut like a blade. Rory texts me updates. Alan's losing it. Screaming about betrayal, calling everyone we know to track me down. His first voicemails hit my blocked number. A mix of rage, where the hell are you, and confusion. This is crazy, come home. By midnight, he's trying guilt. I was joking, you're so dramatic. I don't respond. Karen, my lawyer, says no direct contact unless it's through her. My phone lights up with unknown numbers, his friends' phones, but I let them go to voicemail. His mom calls Anne, who confirms I'm safe but done with Alan's cruelty. His mom cries, apologizing for him, which I didn't expect. It's a small balm, but I'm too raw to feel much. The next morning, I'm unpacking baby clothes, folding tiny onesies with trembling hands when texts roll in, not from Alan, but friends. Mia forwards a message from one of Alan's gaming buddies, Jake, who was there that awful grocery night. He says he's sorry, that Alan's jokes made him uneasy, but he didn't know how to call it out. Another friend, Sarah, admits she stopped inviting us to couples' nights because watching Alan belittle me hurt too much. I wish they'd spoken up sooner, but their support now feels like a lifeline. I'm not as alone as I thought. Alan's emails start by noon, first furious, then pleading. I'll change, I swear. It's all about him, how hard this is for him, not a word about the baby or his cruelty. I forward them to Karen, who's building a case with my journal, recordings, and fraud proof. My new place is starting to feel like home. I set up a chair on the tiny patio, sip decaf coffee, and watch kids play in the park nearby. It's quiet, safe, a 10-minute drive to the hospital where I'll meet my daughter soon. I've changed my email, set up new social media, and forwarded my mail to a P.O. box. Work's been amazing. My boss knows the situation, offers flexible hours as my due date nears. My blood pressure's still high, but therapy's helping. My counselor says Alan's behavior is textbook emotional abuse, designed to keep me small. Each session peels back layers of guilt I didn't know I carried. I'm terrified of labor, of single motherhood, but the fear's different now. It's not about him, it's about the unknown, and I'm learning I can face that. Alan tries one last stunt, showing up at Anne's at 11 p.m., pounding on her door, yelling my name. Anne doesn't answer. Her neighbor records it, 10 minutes of his tantrum. He leaves our wedding photos on her porch with a note. I threw away everything we built. The irony's rich. He's the one who trashed it. Anne threatens police if he returns, and I document it for a possible protective order. His next email flips to apologies, promising therapy, fatherhood, the works. It's manipulation, not remorse. Karen agrees, says don't engage. I'm focused on the nursery now, assembling that crib from Anne's, hanging a mobile of tiny stars. My back aches, my hands are swollen, but every nail I hammer feels like staking a claim to my life. Alan's brother Rory checks in, says Alan's spinning lies to their family, calling me unstable. His mom's not buying it. She wants to talk, maybe see the baby someday. I'm cautious but open. My daughter deserves love that's real. I feel her kick, and I whisper, we're okay, Lily. I'm naming her that. after my grandmother's favorite flower. 3 weeks to go, maybe less. My doctor thinks she'll come early. I'm scared, but I'm ready. This apartment, this life, it's ours. Alan can rage all he wants. I'm done shrinking. I'm cradling Lily in my arms, her tiny fingers curling around mine, 5 days after she arrived 3 weeks early. A whirlwind that changed everything. The move to my new apartment was barely settled when my water broke, a shock of pain and panic at 2 a.m. Anne rushed me to the hospital, her calm voice anchoring me through contractions that felt like my body was splitting. 19 hours of labor, 3 of pushing, and then there she was, 6:22 a.m. Screaming, perfect, with my eyes and, unfortunately, Alan's nose. Holding her, her warm weight against my chest, erased every doubt about leaving. I didn't tell Alan I was in labor. Karen advised I wasn't obligated, and his erratic behavior post-move made me wary of added stress. The next day, I emailed him a formal update. Lily's born, healthy, 6 pounds 2 ounces with a single photo of her, not me. His reply was a mess. Anger I didn't call him, demands to see her, accusations I'm using her as a pawn. Karen handled it, setting up court-ordered visitation talks. I'm not ready to face him, but I'm ready to protect her. The divorce proceedings are a battlefield. Alan contests everything, custody, assets, even my car, which I owned before we met. He's playing victim, telling friends I'm unhinged, but Karen's relentless, presenting my journal, recordings, and the $5,000 credit card fraud. That PC he loved? It's evidence now, boxed up for the courts. When the fraud proof lands, Alan's bravado cracks. He settles, grudgingly. I get primary physical custody, supervised visits for him, 4 hours every other weekend. Child support's based on his real income higher than he admitted, and he's stuck with the fraudulent debt. I keep my belongings, he keeps his, and we split the minimal joint assets. It's not perfect, but it's freedom. I'm stable, budgeting tightly, no longer bankrolling his music career. 3 months postpartum, I'm finding my footing. Lily's a dream, giggling when I sing off-key, obsessed with her stuffed sloth. My body's different, stretch marks, a C-section scar, 15 pounds heavier, but I'm proud of what it's done. Therapy's helping me untangle the guilt and shame Alan wove into me. My counselor says his cruelty was about control, not my flaws, and I'm starting to believe her. Then came my petty revenge, and oh, it felt good. During the divorce, we found Alan had hidden money in a secret account, marital assets, Karen argued, and I got a chunk. Instead of just saving it, I booked a 5-day beach trip in Florida for me, Lily, and Anne. At the resort, Lily napping under an umbrella, I wore my first bikini since pregnancy. Stretch marks, softer curves, scars, I felt fierce. Anne snapped a photo of me by the ocean, smiling, alive. I sent it to Alan, captioned, already slimming down, don't worry. Then I blocked him again. Rory says he was livid, and I laughed, imagining his face. It wasn't just petty, it was me reclaiming my body, my confidence, his hidden money now funding my joy. Alan's seen Lily once at 8 weeks, showing up late, whining about supervision, taking Instagram pics to play devoted dad. He was awkward, distant, and left early. He's canceled every visit since, blaming work or scheduling. It hurts for Lily, but I'm relieved. His inconsistency would only confuse her. I document every no-show, per Karen's advice. My new life's taking shape. The apartment's cozy with a nursery of soft blues and Lily's crib. The park nearby is my sanctuary. I push her stroller, dreaming of her first steps there. Work's supportive, letting me ease back post-maternity. My blood pressure's stabilizing, though stress lingers. Divorce isn't over, and Alan's spiteful. But I'm not the woman who smiled through his insults anymore. I'm stronger, grounded by Lily's coups and Anne's check-ins. His mom emails asking about Lily, and I'm considering supervised visits. She's not Alan, and Lily deserves family who'll love her right. I whisper to Lily at night, we've got this. For the first time, I'm not just surviving, I'm building something real. Lily's 6 months old now, her chubby cheeks lighting up my world as she sits unassisted, clutching her stuffed sloth like it's her best friend. It's been 10 months since that grocery nightmare, when Alan's cruel words snapped me awake, and I'm sitting in my apartment, surrounded by her toys and the life I've built. The place is small but ours. Sunlight streams through the windows, the patio chair's my morning coffee spot, and the nursery's a haven of soft blues and star mobiles. Lily's giggle when I dance her around the kitchen to silly songs is pure magic, and I'm soaking it up, knowing I almost raised her in a home where disrespect was normal. I'm a single mom, not the plan I had at 25 when I fell for Alan's stage charm, but I'd rather do this alone than let Lily think love looks like control. Therapy's been my anchor, helping me see his abuse wasn't my fault. My counselor's voice echoes, "You're not broken, you're rebuilding." And I am, piece by piece. Alan's barely in the picture. He's seen Lily twice, once at 8 weeks, late and griping, snapping Instagram shots for clout, and once at 4 months, leaving early when she fussed. He's canceled 5 visits since, with excuses thinner than tissue: band gig, car trouble. I document each one for Karen, knowing his inconsistency's a gift in disguise. Lily deserves better than his half-hearted chaos. He's out there spinning tales, telling mutual friends I'm unhinged, that I stole his daughter and his money. He skips the part about his $5,000 credit card fraud or calling me disgusting while I carried his child. His Instagram's a parade of dad rights posts, but actions speak louder, and his are silent. I don't care anymore. I'm done shrinking to fit his narrative. Physically, I'm healed from birth, though my body's a new map. Stretch marks, a C-section scar, 15 pounds heavier than pre-Lily. I'm at peace with it, proud of what it's done. That Florida trip at 3 months postpartum, funded by his hidden stash, was a turning point. That bikini photo I sent him, captioned with a jab, wasn't just petty. It was me reclaiming my worth. Financially, I'm stable, not flush, but child support helps, and I've learned to budget without subsidizing Alan's dreams. I've started a savings account for Lily's future, small deposits adding up like promises. Work's steady, my colleagues cheering me on, and my blood pressure's finally normal, stress easing as I settle into this life. Anne's my rock, stopping by with coffee or babysitting so I can nap. Rory checks in, says Alan's family split, his mom's ashamed of him, wants to meet Lily. I'm open to it, supervised, because Lily deserves love that's consistent, not like her dad's. This morning, I got a text from an unknown number. Alan's mom, asking about Lily, offering to visit. Unlike Alan, she's respectful, and I'm considering it. Maybe a park meetup. Lily deserves grandparents who'll show up, not just for photos. Looking back, that grocery moment was my lowest, but my salvation. It stripped away my excuses, showed me who Alan was and who I could be. I spent 5 years confusing his control for care, his convenience for love. Never again. Therapy's taught me to spot red flags, to trust my spark. I see it in the mirror now, that fire I lost flickering back. The divorce is done, but co-parenting looms, and I know Alan's spite won't fade easy. Karen's got my back, and I'm ready for whatever he throws. Lily's kicking in her playpen, babbling like she's telling me her own story, and I laugh, scooping her up. "We're gonna be okay, baby girl," I whisper, and I mean it. The sun dips low, painting the apartment gold, and I rock Lily gently, her eyelids drooping. The world outside hums, kids laughing in the park, a car humming by. But here it's just us, safe, steady. My heart used to race with fear, now it beats with purpose. I'm not where I thought I'd be, but I'm where I need to be. Lily's breath softens, a tiny sigh, and I hum a lullaby, my voice a quiet promise. We've got time, we've got love, and we've got each other. The future's wide open, and I'm walking into it with my head up, my daughter in my arms, ready for whatever comes next. The apartment is quiet now, save for Lily's soft snores from her crib, the glow of a nightlight casting stars across the ceiling. 10 months ago, I was hauling groceries upstairs, my heart breaking under Alan's cruel words. But that moment lit a spark that carried me here. I left him, built a home, birthed our daughter, and fought through a bitter divorce to claim my life. Lily's my joy, her laughter a balm for every scar, physical and unseen. Therapy's helped me untangle his abuse, see my worth, and trust the woman I'm becoming. Alan's a shadow now, his visits rare, his lies fading against the truth I've documented. I'm stable, surrounded by love, Anne's hugs, Rory's quiet support, maybe even his mom's kindness for Lily. My body's changed, but I wear its marks with pride, knowing what it's carried me through. The fear's still there, a whisper of what's next, but it's softer now, drowned out by hope. I step onto the patio, the night air cool, stars winking above. Lily's safe, I'm whole, and the world feels possible. I close my eyes, breathing deep, and let the quiet settle. We're here, we're enough, and tomorrow's ours.